Oh yeah, that started out slowly. My topic today is to start again. Let me see if I can put it up. Maybe I can do some changes. To start again is to admit wrongdoing. Yesterday was you see, even if you are talking, you have to repeat. If you did some word or misspelling, you need to write it again. Start again is an obvious case for admitting that you did wrong. If you start again, it's not easy. Every day we stand up and do what we do. It's as if we are starting again and again, which it is not. It's a totally different thing. That we repeat what we always do in order to change. Nothing. I mean, many people goes into changing everything, and some people goes into preserving everything. It's people are different. People like how it is. Even if they are complaining, they don't want any changes. That is what is their attributes, so to say. But yesterday I was about to make bread, and I did it, but it came out very flat, very bad. And when I heated, just in order for the dough to be rising, I put it in the oven, but the oven, I didn't know, but the oven was too hot. So when I touched the dough, it was too hot. So I thought, this is mess. I didn't throw the piece away. I baked it as a bread in the oven. I just flattened it, hoped it would rise again, but it was totally dead. So I baked it as a bread, a hard stoved bread, and I removed it from the stove, and I put it in under the cloth. But in the morning, I said to myself, I wouldn't try to make another bread, because it's a waste of flour, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of yeast, it's a waste of everything. So why would I go into this again? Because doing it again would be admittance that I did wrong. Of course, I know that I did wrong. I know it by myself. Now I'm telling it to the whole world out there. And seems to be a pride that I did something wrong. So I blended the big pieces, broke the big pieces. Wow. I broke the big pieces and blended it into smithereen. Now they are in the oven in order to dry up not to contain any yeast or unbaked parts. It's, we need, the message here, start again, is to admit wrongdoing. I wished I could move the text somewhere, but it seems to be locked in a way. So maybe here, start again in order to admit wrongdoing. So I brought that bread to pieces. Now it's nothing. Now it's just smithereens. Dust. It's dust. And the pride that I may had, I didn't want to do the next bread the next day, but I put the yeast in the water and started up again, spending more flour. And I did some different recipe, and I will use part of the old bread, that the bread that didn't work. I will use it in the ingredients as ingredients into the new bread. I want to make part of the new bread part of the old that was broken. It's of course a symbolic case. I use bread, the leftovers, blend them and use it in a new bread. I use corn when I have this corn meal, as they had in Africa. I blend the old into a new, and I use it even in bread in order for it to be integrated with different flours, flavors, and what else. And I'm just happy to be able to bake and make food. But if we have a broader picture of this, Jesus said something that I am the living bread, and he broke the bread and shared it with the apostles, with the people and he also made bread. He was a big bread giver, and not to forget, he came from the house of bread. Bethlehem. Bethlehem is the house of bread. So if people can't see the symbolic meaning of that, he is the living bread, living water. He made wine out of water. Galilee, where they are growing the most, they are making the best wine ever. Galil. It has got many prizes. The winery from Galilee. The grapes there are so tasty. Makes the best wine. See, even the grapes have to be broken. It's as if we need to start over again. We need to be developing. And to start over again is humility. It's a degree of the humility. You can't act humble. You have to be humble. It's totally different. People are acting more humble today than people Because the superficial, what looks nice, is nice. That is the superficial essence of today's generation. What looks nice is nice. What is true, what is really humble, is to start again. Even though you felt you made it, you have to start over again. So in fact, each and every day is a start over. We are forced, in a way, by nature, by the solar circle, by our life, sleep and get up again. We need to start. Again. It's we admit that we didn't do it exactly how we wanted to be. So we need to start again. People are pressuring the point of forgiveness. I wouldn't say that, even though it's a relief, because through Christ our sins is forgiven. But as I told my family, people are going to Jesus in order to ask for forgiveness, instead of going to his own brother, his own sibling, friends, neighbor, or acquaintances. We need to do the right thing. And not only go to those in order to show that we are humble, but say, I did wrong. I did wrong. If I did wrong, why should we share the guilt when I did wrong? It's part of all the justice that is given to men. You take responsible for what you did. You take ownership in what you did. Yesterday I did that bad bread. I was a little bit humiliated by my carelessness. Why shouldn't I pay more attention to what I was doing? It was just a matter of carelessness. Yet I have to do it over again. New dough. I thought I did it well yesterday. I thought I did everything right. But this, no. I didn't do it right. So today is a different day, but still the same. We need to do things right by ourselves. We need to do it right because we owe it to ourselves. If you don't regard yourself as important, every man, every human should regard or are regarding oneself as important. You can't just disregard yourself like that. You have to regard everything as important. What you do, even it's just a careless accident, it's important because you learn by wrongdoing. And the best way to learn is to start over again. I felt it was humiliating when I was asked to do it again. Back in the childhood time, do it again. Some teachers are just cruel. They want to humiliate their students. It's a humiliating statement, but it is not humiliating. It's a degree of learning how to be humble. not act humble. Be humble. To act as humble is the most provocating, horrendous, despicable act you can ever find. To act humble and yet you are not. It's as if I was given the authority to say, and what I said would be right all the time, despite what I said. Many people will know this man is way off his limits, but still he is given that authority to be right. We have to obey, submit ourselves to this guy, even though we don't like him. He is portrayed in media as the most brilliant person in the world, yet he is in fact not. That is what is happening today. The Pope is in Italy, and the Catholic world regarded as the most holy man alive, next to God. The Pope, because he has some ornaments, gold, cross, hats, kippa, whatever that is, clothing that is shining, rings that are golden. He's sitting in a chair, golden chair. He's protected by bulletproof glass. The Pope, but he is not the bread of life. The Pope have to start again and again. He is not the same. I was reflecting on something the other day, that we need something very stable. I told my friend in Kenya that in fluctual times, invest in gold. If you have no such material, invest in your shamba, in your plot. Even if you hire it or own it, it doesn't matter. Do the work on your soil. Buy or get some seeds and make things grow. What is not depend on the money market is depend on the small seeds. And gold is small seeds. So if you invested in gold for some years ago, you would be rich today. More rich. Just by having the gold. Then you become rich. If the money value of money increases, it gets higher. As for in Norway, we have a low degree of value of money. Couldn't that is not stable. If you break things up, just to start again is a big value, because it's a stable, repeatable thing, an act that is repeated over and over again. So you would invest in that kind of an act of repeat. The aim of being forgiving or being forgiven is great. But what is more great is to do good, to do what is right, to be a mensch. So many people are regarded as something today, and so many people are regarded as nothing today. If you don't do this, you are not regarded as anything. The value of human being is less than before. Acting is the real thing today. People are not broken anymore. People want to be winners, reach the highest peak, earn so much money, and get a life, as they call it. They get a life out of that kind of a materialistic mentality. That it's part of the evolution, that I evolve, I increase, I get greater, I'm bigger, I'm the big man. I don't believe in such. People need to be honest about themselves. Sometimes honesty is a value of its own. Honesty. To start again is, in fact, to admit I did wrong. And you are trying to erect what you did wrong by starting again. Why wouldn't I try a better next time? Give it a chance next time. Jesus said something very important and profound. How many times should I forgive my brother? He said indefinitely. You just forgive him. It's a way of starting over again and give people a chance to start over again. You have been given all the chances that you need, because the splinter you saw in your brother's eye is the big timber in your own. So you have to admit, or you got to admit, that this was part of me that I saw in my brother, part of me from a distance. Maybe the distance between those two brothers were so big that he only saw the splinter, not the timber, not the whole timber. Let me Google that if I get another word for that. The beam. The whole beam in your own eye became a splinter in the others. Maybe part of that timber, part of that, I forget even the beam, part of the beam is about your own problem. To start over again is to be helped by your brother to remove either the beam or the splinter. It's a cooperation. It's part of each other. I think Jesus meant it more profoundly that we see that always it's only me that is wrong and so on. Of course, beam is to block something. In the deeper sense, you have a beam in order to block or protect. So in many ways we protect and block ourselves. Instead of taking away what is hurting, that is just the splinter. The beam is more righteous. I'm the righteous one. I'm perfect. I'm right. He is wrong. I can state my turf. But not everything is all about the right and wrong. It's about being understandable, having the ability to understand and show empathy to a man or a lady in despair. What is wrong with you, since you can't see the desperation in others' eyes? What is wrong with you? Haven't you been there? If not, who are you to judge? Maybe people around you need to start over again, but you don't see that yourself need to start again. Takes humility, takes real humbleness to start over. It's a degree of understanding how wrong I was, as to end up doing the same thing, but in a different way. I wouldn't do the same because I know what I did wrong. The stove that I tried to make the dough rise was too hot, so it flattened the yeast, it spoiled the yeast. If not, I would have been a happy bread-eating man today. But I did wrong, and I had to break the one I did wrong in pieces. I have to break it down. It's a symbolic act, what Jesus did for you and me, my friend. And we have to break down ourselves also in accepting I did wrong. How many times do I need to say I did wrong? I have no clue. It's just like that. People do wrong. We do wrong all the time. We have to admit we are not perfect. It's a slogan, but it's always right. We are not perfect. It should never be used as an excuse. But it's a reason for starting over again. To say not everybody, I'm not perfect, has to leave it like that. But we have to start over again in order to do something with our imperfection. We have to erect what we did wrong. We have to own up to our own actions. Even people that are pointing at us and you don't feel you did wrong, you don't understand that you did wrong. You did your best, and that is not the excuse, but in fact you can't see that you did wrong. You can break yourself to pieces over it. You can feel hurt, and wrongfully so. You can feel that people are spoiling your life by saying you did it, it's your fault, and so on. So in cases like that, you can ask for forgiveness. Why? Because in the other's eyes there is a splint that is hurting. And you can ask, if I did wrong, and since I did you wrong, which you don't admit, but you just admit that he or she felt it like that, you can say, I ask for your forgiveness. So I wish you all of you shalom today.